There we go. Well, darn it, I was just talking about Hannah and I when we first, the time we went like painting. She was like a painter, all dressed up in white and the whole bit and that kind of thing. And that's off camera. Oh well. There's not a whole lot to say. They had like handles and things, and we like went back and forth and stuff like that. Somebody did come out, I think, and said something like, it was like a Tom Sawyer sort of thing, and made like a joke about it. This was like after that time. And I was talking like down by Wallace Park. Hi, Hannah. She said she worked there. Hi there, girl. And anyway, she said she used to work for UPS. And of course she's got skin of cardboard colored. And I can see her delivering packages and stuff. So anyway, yeah. So anyway, and I was talking about like the time she played a catcher in my life, and at a baseball game that I went to. It was not unlike Wallace Park. It wasn't like a big league baseball diamond or anything like that. And she was like there practicing, and I kind of met her and stuff a little bit, and then and then she went and practiced. She like caught for I think about one inning or something like that. And she was like, she's like kind of terrible. She like would miss it or something like that. I said she did fine though, and I thought she actually like did. There's a zombie house. My gosh, look at that. And anyway, so, oh, here we go. Gulf news, or I don't know. The news in Mexico, and Cuba, and Haiti, Dominican Republic, Bahamas. Bermuda? There we go. Let's get up there. There's where you gotta go. There's where the gold is. Here's just chump change. So, and anyway, and then we went walking out into the field, and I talked about how like people kind of like chased us off because we were like out in the field, like walking. It was mainly the first and like second baseman that were out there saying, you gotta like get off the field and stuff like that. And the outfielders were like, yeah, you gotta, we gotta have some room to like, catch and the ball and things like that. And it's difficult enough with, 3 of us out here, let alone like, a couple of people that are out socializing and stuff. And so, Lucy, Natalie Merchant, she's going to be performing here. Like, I think it's like over there is where they have it. Yeah. Like soon. In July. Of course, I can't afford tickets. We're married. Alright, there we go. There we go. That was the other thing. That's probably about the protein power life plan, but it was at a Goodwill. And Hannah said she had a little Goodwill apron, and she said she worked at one anyway or something. It'd be kind of nice when she gets like in my life again and she's not having to play like some zany character or something. How about I just call you Jackass? It was Moon Bright. Well, even if I just go around the block here, that would be like fine. I need to get like going on over here. Turn it around. Where are you gonna go? We're gonna go after this. I don't know. I was thinking about Dunthorpe maybe in the morning, but I don't know. I'll see. I think we'll have the weather for it. So. Iceland. I don't need people making the sound effects. I got enough of them as it is. I think that's the Holocaust Museum. I think I was like... Actually, it looked a little bit like Laoe 86 or whatever, sea milk, you know. I was like talking about, he had that kind of, he had a little bit of that kind of look. I knew him at the athletic club that was right outside, or like kind of in the parking area at Tower Mall back in the 80s, back in like the like 88 and stuff like that. And he was interested in traveling to China and stuff, and talked about it. It was a Christian church kind of thing. You would go and you could like work out at the athletic club there on like Friday nights, and it was like every other Friday night or something like that. And then you would have like a thing where you'd go and you get like a little speech or something about Jesus or something. Usually he was the one that would do it, and he had like little cards and stuff he'd read from and stuff like that. And we talked about China. Well, there's the clouds and the bird. Some people there enjoying a house in the sunset for me. Because if I had this place, I'd tear it all down, of course, and build buildings like so. There'd be thousands of people that live up here. Oh, that'll be nice. Okay, here we go. How much is the thing anyway? $18,000? Okay, hold on a second. It's gonna be like taxes. Okay, yeah. I was like, oh, okay, there we go. I wasn't that stupid. I was just like, I know I read that right. $18,000 for taxes. Damn, that's crazy. Hannah, Leslie Caron, the L-shaped room. Well, hopefully I got a fair amount of time on this. I just thought maybe I could do something. I didn't feel like writing, and so this is what I felt like doing. Thought maybe I could get like here. I don't know, the SD card apparently can fit quite a bit, and if I just delete stuff while I go along, it might be the only card I really kind of like need. And I was thinking, if I buy some like more batteries, I don't know, we'll see. I was thinking about having a shower and all that, and we'll build a foundation. Yeah, we're gonna build it up. Spandau Ballet, everybody. Look up in the news in Berlin. I wouldn't even have to say anything. I just walk by a sticker like that, and Berlin would be like, and Spandau Ballet would be like, and everybody like, Molly Culkin was like, oh, and so-and-so was like, oh. How fast do you go? How slow can you go? You go real slow. Look, it's like a bikini. I was thinking that's like a bra, but that's like there's the whole outfit right there. Yeah, you do this and then you get the girls. I don't think there's much road here, so I can walk kind of slow. I just gotta check. Okay, 10 minutes. So here we go. That's probably why Lucy's having her concert over here. Give me kind of a hint. I lived in Camas when I went to Frogmore. And I lived actually where the theater was that's downtown. I used to live, I don't know if the theater was there, even downtown was there at the time. I lived right up on that hill. There was a little bit of the factory there. There wasn't much. And we used to go down, some of us would go down and look at it, and then we'd run back to we'd run back to our house or something like that real quick. Then when I got back from Frogmore, I was a little bit kind of worldly for the place, I think. So I just didn't really quite fit in, I think, after that. I didn't think I really fit in all that much before. And so... Hey, puppies. Maybe they got like an invisible fence. Maybe not. Do not go in there. Woo! It's the Truman Show. Heck, I probably lived up here at one point. Anyway, the one of the few places where they played the documentary, the Natalie Merchant documentary, was there in Camas, where I used to live. When I went to go see it, there was me and one other woman that was in the theater, and there was like this little tiny, it was like someone's living room almost. Well, a little bit bigger than that, and that was about it. And we were the only two people there. I cried when they talked about devotional love, and they were like, people don't talk about that enough. And I was just like, whoa, finally somebody in La La Land gets it. We probably got it all along, just didn't say so. And I was in the theater watching it, and I went over here, I started crying really, really intensely, but I wasn't making much noise, because there was that one woman that was there and stuff. That was the next day they had, I think it was that night, they had the Egyptian, there was some sort of plane going to Egypt that crashed or something like that. And so there's there. In gray, that's like a Hannah thing. I used to have a Gap t-shirt with a pocket. I used to have a G coat of arms Gap thing to it. It had long since gone away. I hadn't even saw it when I first got it. Allie, my sister, had it, and she was like, well, you can wear it or something. And then then eventually she gave it to me. It had all these little tiny little holes, like a little mouse had eaten at it. Of course, I would be Beverly with her mouse in North Vancouver Island. She would hold it like that. And Lucy's artwork is, with her holding the mouse and stuff. She had a little pet mouse. Beverly did in her apartment that she kept. I don't know, was it here? Do I want to go there? Or do I want to go up here? I can go up here some other day. And then get all of these places here. Oh, it's just shooting them in a barrel. So, I got very powerful friends, and I can look down and out and all that kind of stuff, but I can do this kind of stuff and freak everybody out. I did catch that. I didn't catch it there. So, and I know it and you know it, so Well, news. I don't know. Like, let's do the East Coast, Central, Mountain, Pacific. I'm probably overgeneralizing, I guess, but you know, I'm kind of going like, I'm thinking like, you know, just so I have the mental energy to say this, that, or the other place. Washington, B.C. Okay, there we go. British Columbia. There's Washington D.C. I guess, and then there's Washington State, Oregon State, California State. There's the universities all there, and you know, I go Alberta, Manitoba, and Winnipeg, and Quebec. Ariel under the sea. I'm gonna tell stories. I don't know. Hannah and I, we did a painting thing. I remember that. She had white overalls for painting and stuff. And she had like the neighbor kids would like paint, and they would hold the handle like so, and it would go out like that, and they would go. They'd hold it like that. You know, like usually like an adult person would kind of go like that, and they would like holding it like that and stuff like that. I was talking about Hannah and the castle house. It was a house, and all that. I was talking about how nice she smelled when we did that. We ran around a bunch, and then she took off her dress, and she was in a slip, and really, I mean, like literally like nothing else. And every now and then she'd kind of flash, and I talked about that. Darn, it's so much easier to talk about the first time we talk about it. After that, it's just like, well, I already said it. There was the other girl that was there said that's like about the nicest compliment any fella can give you, especially if they don't know that that's a compliment, is to say, you know, you smell so nice. I couldn't think of anything else. There was some sort of game she was trying to teach me. And she was trying to teach me like the rules of the game and stuff like that. And all I could do was think about how nice she like smelled and stuff. And the girl was just like, "You're not wearing like any perfume or anything." Like, she was like, "Not really. I may have a little bit of this, that, or the other thing, like on the back of the collar, like here." She was just like, "I don't think so, though." You know, I think she was like, that was like a day ago or something like that. The girl came along and smelled, and she was like, "Oh no, that's nothing." She was like, "He's like talking about you." Maybe she had it like on her dress or something. Or like on her slip. It's like they put like perfume here, or they put it on the back or something like that. A little dot. What was that woman there? There's a bird down there. Yes, I got it. It's still there. Oh, that resolution is on this thing. Nicer had to have a few more bucks and then do it. Look, there's that person again. They must have like somebody driving up. No, it's a different person. And another G.I. Joe flamethrower outfit. I had two of those G.I. Joe flamethrowers. 2 communications officers. I had 2 Greedos from Star Wars. Yeah, I had a Luke Skywalker that was the fighter pilot outfit version, and he got it was yeah, it was like that. He got I was in our house in Hubbard at that like dead end. I think it was at the dead end at Oak Street. I think it is. It's still there, the apartment. It's like the one that with the field right there. And we let's see. I left it on the heater in the living room, which would be like the northwest corner of the apartment there, and the apartment building in general. And it burned in the back, like about at least 3 grooves, and then it had like one on the arm here, I think, or maybe 2 on the left, and I think at least 1 or 2 on the back. And yeah, like that, like the Subaru thing. That's what it looked like on the hood, you know. And so, and then you have like, you know, this was like about 1977 or 78 or something. I think it's like 78 and or 79, something like. I think it was 78. And anyway, and it's like in Star Wars at the end of the Return of the Empire, where he's just like, you know, and they're like poking him, and he's like, ow, ow. I think it's like his left hand, you know. And it's all fake though, but they're like poking him, but he can like still kind of like feel it or something. I felt really bad about it too when I was a kid, and almost up until like recently, I used to feel like all things sort of had like like feelings and stuff like that, and you had to be like kind of mindful of them and stuff to some extent. And then sometimes could be like kind of mean to him or something, whatever it might be. And then I feel like really bad about it. I used to feel really bad, especially like leaving toys and things like that alone in the house and stuff while I was at school. And I would come home and I'd look at the toys and I'd just be like, damn, I don't know what to do. There's so many of them, and they need to be like entertained. Sometimes I'd put my hand in like a toy box or something like that, and or anything kind of box like that, because I thought everything had a feeling, and move them around a little bit. But I used to feel really, really bad about it, because I thought they must be like, the objects must be like really bored. Like, I mean, I could have like a shoebox full of like junk or something. Like, it's the Indian in me though, you know. I could have a shoebox full of junk, you know, and you just think every one of those bits and stuff has a little spirit and a soul, and you gotta feel bad about it or something if, like, you know, you don't let them out every once in a while. I mean, I'd be like, I used to think that was like I talked about it before, like at King Elementary and stuff, where I used to, you know, they'd read paragraphs about people or something in one paragraph, and then they'd put that paragraph away, and I'd be like, those people are only alive in that paragraph as long as they like, as long as we like say them, talk about them. I had like no context either. I didn't have like other Indians that were around saying, no, and it's okay. You know, it does mess with our minds, but it's okay. It's all right. You know, I never really had that. I didn't have that at all. And so that's how I felt about stuff. I talked about that before. It's a bit like Toy Story, you know, where the toys come alive and stuff like that. I used to think that even in like the early 80s, like my toys might come alive or something like that. I could give things away to people because I thought maybe it would have a better home where they would get played with more often. I used to think the more I played with a toy, the more alive it would become. You know, this is like in the early 80s I used to think this. Don't the humanists have a pickup truck like that? Clouds. Oh, look. I don't know if that backs up. It's just like the stained glass stuff with the little branches going off like that. Well, let's end with a Japanese thing here.